I would support that this enhancement of punishment.
I welcome it.
I support it.
I didn't find anything good about it.
It's a good step taken by our state government that they have responded quickly and issued a notification about this thing for the Jammu and Kashmir. The one thing very important that these cases always used to be taken to the court and where it used to take years together for the trial, but they have given the specific time for the trial. That's one more aspect in it is very encouraging. Number two, then the appeal period, because in appeals the trials used to go in the appeals and the accused used to get the bail, and for the years together we never see the light of the appeal what has happened. But here again the government has prescribed the time limit for the appeal also, and that's very good, encouraging. And number two, the camera trial, it's again encouraging thing.
The ordinance recommended for death penalty for child rapes is a welcome step. Government of India has also done it. It is reported that state government has also issued an ordinance. Personally, I welcome it.
My opinion regarding the ordinance passed yesterday is that this is good move by the court, but the thing is, the move should be more severe than this.
This is an offence against women and children, and necessarily I think there should be the capital punishment for this heinous crime, and I support it.
You see, the unfortunate incident which happened with Asifa has projected serious questions for the entire society, not only for the government. A growing trend of rapes, fortunately not so much in our state, but in India, has become a matter of concern to all rational, right-thinking people. What maximum the government can do is to create deterrence among the people, and this has been done by altering the punishment from imprisonment to death penalty. Now, what will be the impact of this ordinance and whether the rapes will stop is altogether a different question. It's just like murder. The death penalty is a punishment provided for murder and has been there maybe for last 1 century, but even then people commit murders. But nevertheless, I would support that this enhancement of punishment to the rapists who commit rape on minors is a welcome step.
It is an attempt by the state government to put up a law on the books too late. It ought to have been earlier, so that rape cases of Kathua or in UP or in Gujarat would not have taken place. Basic thing you have to understand is that a minor of 4, 5, 6 years does not understand what is happening, what a criminal-minded rapist is doing with her. She does not. She is not in a position to put up any resistance.
See, this ordinance, if we see in legal terminology or the legal sense, the basic concept in the world was that there should be reformative theory of law, and everybody was following that. It's a perhaps paradigm shift from that. India first time is taking a digression from that view, and they are now going for a capital punishment.
You must be remembering that case in Langate where it took 9 years for a trial to complete. Government should come up for all the rape cases with a fast-track courts of session level, so that those courts will deal only the rape cases and no other case. therefore the justice will be done.
Firstly, for rapes, special courts should necessarily be constituted, and upright, experienced judges at the sessions level need to be posted in these courts. Second, I would also suggest that special public prosecutors experienced in the field of criminal law need to be engaged by the prosecution. Third, since the progress in a criminal case in a court is dependent on the cooperation of the investigating officer, who is primarily responsible for collecting evidence and producing in the court both documentary as well as by way of witnesses. It is usually seen that there is considerable delay between the date when the offense is committed and when the witnesses are produced in the court. By the time the witnesses are produced, a lot of them speak of fading memory, a lot of them don't remember the details, and obviously the lapses in the memory of a witness results in the benefit of the accused. The kind of rapes which came to the notice of the courts somehow did not catch imagination of the people. They might have been rare and seldom. But at the same time, prosecutions have taken place, and as far as I remember, various accused were also convicted.
As a lawyer, we have seen that the investigation, when it's conducted by the investigating agencies, it has loopholes. Then you have seen that when the challan is filed in the court, you don't have conviction-oriented prosecutors who would prosecute a case in a court of law. And unfortunately, the court has to depend on the evidence which you are providing to the court. Court cannot be swayed by the emotions of people or society. So whatever evidence the court has, they have to weigh it and then decide accordingly. So I think the loophole remains in the investigation and in the prosecution of the case. That is the major loophole.
As far as minors is concerned, because minor can't speak, you can yourself. He doesn't remember the face, he doesn't remember what has happened. So it is all based on circumstantial evidence. But as far as elderly persons are concerned, elderly women are concerned, they ultimately give a consent or consent is proved. Therefore, rate of the conviction in rape cases is hardly 2 or 3%.
At least more than 60% of in these cases, that because of the trial, the procedure of the trial very lengthy, the witnesses used to come or never turn out, or they used to go the hostile, become the hostile, and the rate of conviction used to be very, very, very low.
Honestly speaking, I didn't find anything good about it. Obviously, for 2 reasons. Number one, whenever such crimes happen, and it's not for the first time that a crime has happened of such a grave nature. The problem with us is that the law is always there, but we don't know how to implement the law. Criminal convictions are zero, almost negligible. We already had a law, but we still had rapes. We have a law like 302 in IPC, which says that in rarest of the rare cases you can hang a person. But unfortunately there are murders happening. So I think there is a need of not having new laws in place, but strengthening the older laws which are already there, and then refine them and tune them to the need of a present time.
Therefore, I am definitely surely I am for this capital punishment, and we should introduce this capital punishment for many other offences.
Nothing bad about it. People are saying that the death penalty for the minors, the rape, is something bad or something more onerous. But I don't think. I think these kind of the criminal acts, these kind of crimes, we have to stop somewhere. We have to be very harsh in our these laws, so that these crimes will stop somewhere. We will be able to nip them in the bud.
But nevertheless, I would support that this enhancement of punishment to the rapists who commit rape on minors is a welcome step.